What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here at my YouTube channel. This is where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, and TV shows. And right now, I'm going to rank all 9 episodes of Wandavision, from my least favorite to my favorite. So, just to be clear, I liked every single episode of Wandavision. I thought that it was a very, very well put together show. A lot of fun. Definitely built on the mythology of the MCU. I didn't love the ending, but it wasn't because I had some sort of weird fan theory that didn't come true. It just felt very familiar. So I still liked it. Don't get too mad at me. I still liked it. I just didn't love it. So let's talk about my least favorite to my favorite. So my least favorite is episode 1, filmed before a live studio audience. This one leaned all the way into the sitcom storyline. It was very much in the I Dream of Jeannie type storytelling, where it was very situational comedy, and there was very little connected to what was happening outside of Wanda and Vision's little storyline that they were putting on in their TV show. This was very much a standalone sitcom episode, without much else happening. There was some slight hints that there was stuff that was out of the ordinary. There were slight hints that there was some nefarious stuff going on. But for the most part, it was a straight played episode. Enjoyable. I'm just glad that they didn't lean into that for too long. So number 9 is episode 1. Alright. My 8th favorite episode is episode 2. Don't Touch That Dial. Again, leaning very much into the sitcom identity that this show portrayed itself as. This one did give us a few more hints that there was things going on. We had the Agent Wu tried to contact Wanda through the radio. Darcy was helping him. They tried to contact Wanda through the radio. Dottie got cut and we could see the red blood. I mean, there was hints that there were things happening here that was out of the ordinary. And it ended with that beekeeper scene. Again, hints that there's stuff happening here that's out of the ordinary, but still very much a sitcom show, a black and white sitcom show. At the end, it does transition to full color, and that was cool to see. But it was also very much a standalone sitcom show. I liked this one a little more than the first one because I liked the magic act, and that was really it. The comedy of the magic act I thought was a lot of fun, and that put it over episode 1 for me. All right, number 7. Number 7 is episode 9, the series finale. Some people are gonna just freak out that I put the series finale that low. I liked it. I liked it a lot. So my criticism of it comes from the fact that it just felt very familiar. It felt very much like stuff that we've seen before. We had our superhero battle, our superheroes battling supervillains in the skies. Fisticuffs are happening, and again, just very familiar stuff. Now, it did have the gut-wrenching scene where she tucks the kids in bed, knowing that they're going to be, wiped from existence. Her and Vision have the nice scene at the end where, he is taken from her again. But it's still kind of that superhero battle. That was the majority of what we got. We did get the touching finale and the heartbreaking finale, but this was very much a superhero climax episode. And I was hoping that they would do something different with it. So I liked it. Don't flip out on me. Don't flip out on me here, because I liked it. I was just a little disappointed that they went into familiar territory with it. All right. Number 6. My 6th favorite episode is episode 8, Previously On. So this is the Agatha flashback episode where we got to see Wanda's house get destroyed. We got to see her first encounter with the Mind Stone. We basically got to see the evolution of Wanda, and we saw it kind of through Agatha's eyes. It did give us some new information about Wanda. It definitely helped establish her character and build her character. It also gave us a lot of character development as far as Agatha was concerned. But it wasn't one of my favorite episodes. So that one is number 6. All right, my 5th favorite episode. 5th favorite episode is episode 5, On a Very Special Episode. It's titled On a Very Special Episode. And this is the one where Vision starts figuring things out. This one was kind of a transition episode. We had episode 4 happen, which I'll talk about episode 4 in a minute. We had episode 4 happen, and episode 5 was kind of that transition episode where we're bouncing back between inside the hex and outside the hex. And there's a bit of a juggling act that was happening there, and I think they did it pretty effectively. But the tension in this episode is what got me. The tension between Wanda and Vision just built and built and built to where by the end of the episode, it looked like they were literally going to fight. They were both flying in the air. He was ready to go. She was ready to go. And then fake Pietro shows up. Good episode, right there in the middle for me. All right, let's talk about my 4th favorite episode. I keep getting tongue-tied here. My 4th favorite episode is episode 3, Now in Color. And this one is the one where the twins are born. And it's the one where Monica shows up and helps deliver the twins. And this one is so strong because of the final moments. When Monica says, your brother was killed by Ultron. And then at this point, we know. Like this was a major transition in the sense that now we know that there is bad stuff happening here, and I just felt that this episode did a great job of ratcheting up the tension and letting the audience in on the secret that not all is well in Westview. So from me, number 4 is episode 3. All right, my 3rd favorite episode. We're in the top 3 now. My 3rd favorite episode is episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. So this is after Wanda has expanded things, and this one, some people wanted to say this episode was like The Office, where they kept on doing interviews and stuff like that, and I could see that, but there was a lot of shows in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s that had the mockumentary or documentary style. So this could have been any number of shows, but definitely a good show, or a good episode. This is the one that has Monica re-entering the Hex, getting her superpowers. So that Monica definitely had a lot of presence in this episode, because that at this point she's becoming probably Photon, right? She has a bunch of names, but probably Photon. And then obviously you get the big reveal at the end of this episode, which really puts this episode over the top. It was Agatha all along. Even though it wasn't Agatha all along, I don't know why they put that song on there, because it wasn't. It was Wanda all along. Agatha was trying to figure things out. But we did get the nice Agatha reveal at the end. So my 3rd favorite episode is episode 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall. All right. Top 2 time. My 2nd favorite episode is episode 6, All New Halloween Spooktacular. This is the one with fake Pietro. This one where they dress up in their classic costumes and they go trick-or-treating, and Vision is trying to get outside of the Hex, and he almost kills himself getting outside of the Hex. And as he's near the perimeter, he sees that people are acting real weird, moving slowly, just not acting normal. He knows that something's wrong. He has come to the conclusion that there is something evil happening here. And meanwhile, Wanda and her interactions with fake Pietro, she's figuring out, okay, fake Pietro, he is not who I think he is either. So there's a lot of Wanda and Vision figuring things out in this episode, but all that is doused in this fun shower of nostalgia with the original costumes, the twins getting their powers. There's a lot happening here, and this episode was just wonderful. And it also ends with Wanda expanding the boundary, which was kind of cool as well. But my favorite episode is episode 4, We Interrupt This Program. This is the one where it focused solely on Monica and Darcy and Agent Wu and Hayward. It focused on these guys outside of the Hex. And it's getting us caught up. It was this great transitional episode, but it wasn't a transitional episode in the sense that it was transitional like the it wasn't like the feel of the show was transitioning, because oddly enough it felt very fluid with what was happening in the show. But what transitioned here was our perspective. How we were seeing what was happening inside the Hex is now transitioning. As we're learning what Monica and Hayward and Darcy and Wu, as we're learning about what they know, we're seeing, as an audience, we're seeing what's happening inside the Hex as different. And now we are viewing it as evil, and we're viewing it as nefarious and something that, these people are hostages. We are viewing it differently now. So it was very exposition heavy, getting us caught up on everything that had been going on those first 3 episodes. But at the same time, it definitely altered the perspective of us as viewers. And I appreciated it on that level. So that was my ranking of the WandaVision episodes. What was your favorite episode of WandaVision? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your take on it. While you're down there, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out a lot of content, and I want to make sure that you're up to date with everything that I'm doing. And as always, thank you so much for joining me right here at the LQ Review, where we get to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we'd love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.